I just noticed during the last break via Twitter, multiple reporters covering the Dolphins pointing out that Brian Flores, the new coach in Miami, has canceled the final mandatory minicamp practice. They will do conditioning work instead. And, Chris, I was talking about this earlier in the week on the PFTPM podcast. I don't understand how coaches complain that they don't have enough time in the offseason to work with their players, and then they cancel practices. Unless they always plan to cancel a practice as like a camaraderie thing, or just to give the players a reward for working hard. So no matter how many practices there are, they'll always cancel one. I just still have a hard time with this idea that they don't think they have enough practice time, and then they voluntarily sacrifice mandatory practice time.
No, I hear you, Mike. It is a little weird. I know I was a part of a few instances like that where whether I was playing or even when I got done playing, where, oh gosh, we don't have enough time. Wish we had more time with these guys. And then, the last day of practice gets cut off and you go, well, man, we just, let 6 hours of more preparation for the season get away. But I think it's more than that. It's more than just the one day that the coaches are concerned with, I think, realistically. First thing is, as we know, anybody knows that's following football, the coaches are in heart attack mode right now anyways. They're just going, oh, gosh, I hope everybody stays healthy and we don't lose somebody by the time training camp gets here. So they get towards the end of the finish line, and they just want to get there and get to training camp unscathed. I think the other thing with the coaches are saying, I think they're getting to this point going, okay, this one practice isn't going to matter. I think they want more teachable moments throughout the offseason, whether players got to get there earlier in the offseason or the rules are just a little different to where you can have more meeting time in the classroom, more walkthroughs on the field, more teachable moments like that, I think, that are ultimately really frustrating coaches.
And right on cue, multiple reporters pointing out the Jets have canceled their final practice of the 3-day mandatory minicamp. They're holding an off-site team activity. So whether they're going bowling or going to the movies or whether playing laser tag or paintball or whatever, does that really help? I think it does, but you lived it, right? How much does it help bond players together when you get away from work and you go do something like that as a group?
It does work. It's shockingly awesome, really, because it's, again, NFL players are grown men. When you get out of the locker room and the day's work's done, you kind of go to your different ways. Everybody's got their own little clique a little bit. It's like, oh, the DBs might hang out together or defensive guys. So not everybody's all together. When you have these camaraderie moments, makes you get on the team bus. You might sit next to a group of guys you normally don't, and you start to find out about guys, and it starts to be, you start to get bonds and trust and get to know some guys you might not know on the roster in some situations that, you're both unfamiliar with. And I really do think it is very important for players, and it has great value within the locker room and really just the overall state of the franchise to keep everybody kind of normal, sane, and realizing this is fun and we're human beings.
What's the best team activity that you were ever involved in?
Oh, gosh. Well, Jeff Fisher always had, great, Thanksgiving Day pranks and things like that, where he'd send the rookies to go get turkeys on Thanksgiving, and they thought they were bringing back turkeys to the facility to help, like, a great cause, and there would be a bag of ice in the box, and they'd be like, oh, no, I didn't bring the turkey back. Like, some of that stuff was great as far as jokester, but Gruden did a great job of, like, bringing us to the bowling alley and having it all set up, bowling alley all for the team. We got food and drinks set up, and we'd go over there for 3 or 4 hours and have a little competition, set it up to, we had teams and everybody was mixed together. It was just some of the best times of my life, really. A lot of laughs and a lot of good moments.
And that's how you create the environment where guys have each other's phone numbers. They communicate with each other separate and apart from work.
Yes.
And they feel a greater connection to each other and a greater desire to make sure that they're not letting each other down. And that's all about crafting a team. And I think in this day and age in the NFL, it's critical because every year the team is dramatically different. So you've got to take those steps every season to bring your guys together.
You're right. It's not the old days. A lot of these guys, you could be the quarterback of a football team and they sign a free agent safety, and here you are 5 weeks into, off-season program, and you go, damn, I haven't really talked to this guy. I don't even know if he's married, he's got kids, whatever it is. And sometimes it's these little gatherings that, oh, wow, I do like this guy. Hey, maybe we'll have you and the wife over for a barbecue in a few days. And that's how it kind of all starts, and that's part of football. Football's family, Mike.
Football is family. We're done for today. Hey, take Friday off, Chris. You've earned it.
Yes.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.